Hello. Fix now?
I think it's very hard to find the cat.
What? You think a mouse bit it?
I think
A rat?
there's a branch there in the cable. There's always,
Oh.
but I don't know if that's the one caused the problem.
Oh no. These goats. The neighbors don't feed their goats, so every time they hear our lawnmower going, they get super excited because they know we're gonna give them some grass. Phil Products is here fixing our internet. It died this morning. They don't know why. They said the cable's cut somewhere. A mouse or something, I don't know. They came by early this morning, you know, called them at like 8 in the morning, or before. And they said, they came all the way here. Yep, there's a problem, but we gotta go to lunch, so we'll come back later. Good old Philippines. Anyways, so a lot of you guys have been telling me I gotta make a video about the prices of scuba diving here in Philippines. And well, let's just say Darwin, because it might be a little bit different everywhere else. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 different ways you can go scuba diving here in Darwin. Each way is a little different budget, a little more freedom, whatever. But yeah, in this video, let's talk about all the prices of scuba diving, fun dives, and certifications here in Dumaguete. So let's go.
Critter Hunter.
Alright guys, you're gonna have to ignore the chickens. There's just no way to get away from those in the Philippines. So, the first way to go scuba diving here in Dumaguete, Darwin area is with a resort. And I know you guys want me to make this video because, you know what, booking.com, agoda.com, all these websites, you can book hotels and rooms and resorts, but you can't book the diving. You know, you don't know how much you're going to be spending, and you want to know, right? So the first way is to book your resort. Like this coastline here in Darwin, you're probably going to want to stay in Darwin, not Dumaguete, unless you like 45-minute bus ride every morning. But you're gonna need to book one of the resorts here on the coastline of Darwin, and I've covered a few of those, like Liquid Dumaguete and Atmosphere. Those are 2 awesome resorts. One, Liquid Dumaguete, is a little bit more budget friendly, and Atmosphere is like ultra luxury. You can even have your own huge suite with your own pool. I mean, I've stayed there a few times. It's beautiful. But the thing about their dive operations, they're both the same. It doesn't matter if it's ultra luxury or not. Both of them have first class boats, dive masters, guides, instructors, everything you can think of. And we all go to the same dive sites. So I don't care if you're spending $500 a night or $50 a night, the diving's gonna be the same. So let's say you want a little bit more budget friendly. You would stay at a place like Liquid Dumaguete. Of course, there's a lot more as well. The rooms, they're between $30 and $60 a night. They're little bungalows right next to the beach, really nice. They got big pools and whatnot. But the diving is what you came here for. They're diving. I'm gonna put the exact prices on the screen right now. And like I said, when this cost, unlike the other options I'm about to tell you about, it covers marine sanctuary fees, your dive boat, guide, basically everything you're gonna need. So yeah, it's a great operation. It's a little bit more pricey, but everything is covered. And if you're going with like Atlantis or Atmosphere, it's one of those valet kind of diving where they carry your tanks. You don't do any work. You get on the boat, you get to the dive site, you just jump in. Or right now, when most of the boats are parked, they'll just drive you to the dive sites. But still, clean your gear, carry your stuff, you know, all that. So doesn't matter what one you choose, they're all going to the same dive sites. They're all top notch, but I highly recommend those two, depending on your budget. He said the cut is down the street on the line, so he's gonna go drive around and search for a broken cable to our internet. I hope. So the next option is to get cheaper accommodation like Airbnb. And this is especially important if you're staying long term, like a month, 3 months, a year, whatever, because you don't want to pay $100 or $200 or $300 a day in the nice big resorts if you're staying that long. Or maybe you do, I don't know, that'd be a really nice holiday. So the resorts, I highly recommend them for 1 week, 2 weeks. Really luxurious, inclusive. All you can do is dive. But if you're staying long term like me, you need to get a cheap Airbnb, save a ton of money, and then find your own dive operations. And here in Darwin and Dumaguete, there's a lot of little dive centers that don't have accommodation or anything like that, but you can go diving with them no matter where you stay. So that's what I do. I got an Airbnb here in Darwin, and just down the road there's a dive center called Dumaguete Divers. I can just go down there, I feel like diving tomorrow. They'll tell me what time, where we're going, all that, and I'll just show up. And they got a little bar. A lot of expats go there. Expats don't go to resorts. They go to little dive shops and stuff like that. So I'm going to put the prices of a little dive shop like Dumaguete Divers on the screen. And yeah, the diving is similar. The diving prices are similar. But, you know, it's not a high-end, expensive place to stay. And in the end, all the guides are the same. Whether you're staying at an ultra luxury resort or just diving with these guys, but we all go to the same dive sites. So yeah, if you're staying long term, Airbnb and just going down to the dive centers, it's a really cheap option. So the third and final way to scuba dive here in Dumaguete is pretty much on your own. Right now there's no such thing as completely on your own. You have to hire a guide, but this is the cheapest way, the most fun way, and if you're here long term like me, it's kind of the only way to go. So it's definitely my go-to. Now let me run down what this one means. Basically, if you're in an Airbnb or a rental house or even a hotel long term, but they don't have their own diving, then you can hire your own guide and just go by yourself. All the dive sites are accessible by land, shore dives, and you can just hire a guide. So what that means is the guide is going to charge at least half price of what the dive center will charge who hires the guide. But then you have to pay for the tickets, just for you, not for your guide. You have to pay for the tickets. You have to pay for your rental gear, which you pretty much have to do everywhere. Basically, I'm gonna put a layout of all the things that you have to pay for when you have a private guide. But I've done the math, and it comes out to just a little bit cheaper than going to a dive center and paying $1,000 or more per dive. So if your guide has their own tanks, then you'll save even more money. Tanks are about $2 each, and I have to rent them for myself and the guide. So with all that and my weights it's just a little cheaper, not much cheaper. So the big advantage though, or the big benefit I would say, is the freedom. So if you go to a big dive resort like Atmosphere or whoever, you're basically just joining groups, all the strangers, whoever. Some might be expert divers who want to do their own thing. Some might be brand new divers that are gonna annoy the whole group. You don't know. You don't know who you're diving with. If you're a photographer or videography like me, you're just gonna annoy everybody. You hold up the group, everybody's waiting. It's not that fun diving with a whole bunch of strangers. On top of that, you don't have a say in where you're going. They say, hey, you diving tomorrow? Okay, be here at 8. This is where we're going. You don't have a say. So me, as an underwater videographer, all I need to do is film, find creatures every day. Well, this is perfect because I can say, hey, let's go on this day, let's go at this time. I don't have to get up early if I don't want, or I can. We go exactly when I want to go. If I feel like sleeping in, I will. If I feel like doing 5 a day, I will, or just 1 a day. You know, I don't have to go off anybody else's schedule or set program. On top of that, I can say, hey, let's go to a place with octopus. I want to find ornate ghost pipefish. I can say where we're gonna go, and that's where we go. So way more freedom. I'm here in an Airbnb, which is way cheaper for long term. If you're staying more than a month, you usually get a discount. So then you just have to find a guide. If you need a guide, hit me up. If you're in Darwin, Dumaguete, you can use mine. He's the best critter finder in town. So there you have it, guys. That is 3 ways to dive in Dumaguete and the prices.
Yes,
And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.